Hello everyone. Today we will learn general principles of organic chemistry. So this topic is very important for the GPET exam. Why? Because it is a basics of organic chemistry. So let's start with the different topics. We will learn hybridization, polarity of molecules, then electron displacement at covalent bond means inductive effect, resonance effect, then electromeric effect, then hyperconjugations. First, we will study the hybridization. So, what is hybridization? Hybridization means mixing of pure atomic orbitals into equivalent new hybridized orbitals. These are the sp3, then sp2, then sp. There are the another orbitals like D and F. So organic chemistry deals with the carbon, nitrogen, sulfur, oxygen, hydrogen. So all these atoms are deals with the only atomic orbital like s and p orbitals. So we are dealing with the sp3, sp2 and sp. So let's start first with the sp3 hybridization. In this sp3 hybridization, you can see here. So here is mixing of S means 1S, P3 means 3P. After mixing it form a hybridized orbitals means sp3, and in different orientation it form a tetrahedral shape, and this having a particular angle which is 109.5 degree. You have to remember always occurs through only the sigma bonds. This is one example of methane having a sp3 hybridization. This is the example of ethane which having a bond angle 109 degree 28 minutes and bond length 1.54 angstrom, also you can say 1.54 angstrom also. And always remember it having a 25% S character, 75% P character, form only one sigma bond means single bond. Bond angle is 109.5 degree or 109 degree 28 minutes, and shape is a tetrahedral shape, always remember. Next is a sp2 hybridization. In this hybridization you can see here two p orbital, that's why it's called sp2, px and py. Pz it will be does not participate in the hybridizations. So equivalent three equivalent sp2 hybridized orbital, and this is the pz does not participate in the hybridization, and by different orientation it form a trigonal shape, and bond angle is 120 degree. Always remember it occurs sigma bond and pi bond means it is form a double bond. This is the example of ethene. You can see here sp2 hybridizations end to end overlapping, it form a sigma bond, and side to side p orbital overlapping, it form a pi bond. Here is a pi bond and sigma bond, so it form a double bond. Always you have to remember it having a 33 s character, 33% s character and 66% p character, form one sigma bond and one pi bond means a double bond. Bond angle is 120 degree, shape is a trigonal. Next is sp hybridization. S1s and 1p orbital will be participate in mixing. So you can see here 1s and px. Py and pz will not participate in hybridization. After mixing it form a two equivalent hybridized sp orbitals. So py and pz. After different orientation and alignment, it form a planar shape, So now is a sp hybridization. You can see it is participate one s orbital and another p orbital. Mixing of the one s and p orbital, it form a two equivalent hybridized sp orbital. Py and pz is a does not participate in the hybridization. By different orientation and alignment, it form a planar shape of the sp2 hybridized molecule, and it having a bond angle 180 degree. So it form a 1 sigma bond and a 2 pi bond in the molecule. So it form a triple bond. It is an example of the sp hybridization. You can see here is a end-to-end overlapping. It form a sp orbital, it form a sigma bond, and pz overlapping, it form a 1 pi bond, and py overlapping, it form a another pi bond. So it form a 1 sigma bond and 2 pi bond. So it form a triple bond. So you always remember it is a 50% S character and 50% P character, and it form a sigma bond and a 2 pi bond. It having a 180 degree bond angle and shape is a planar. As the S character is more, the bond is a more stronger. So if we conclude single bond, double bond and triple bond, so which will be a more stronger? You can say triple bond is a more stronger than the double bond than the single bond. In justification, you can explain it having a more S character, as the S character is a more, compound will be a more stable. Now here is one example. You can say it is a one example which having a double bond and triple bond. Here is indicated different bond formation, covalent bond formation. Some are for form sp3 hybridization, some form sp, and some form sp3. Here is a triple bond, so it is a sp, single bond sp3, single bond sp3, double bond sp2, and single bond sp3 hybridization. So it is a total 3 pi bond, and total sigma bond is 12. How it is 12? This hydrogen with carbon, it form a sigma bond. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and another it is also sigma bond 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So it is a 12 sigma bond. 3 pi bond. How? Here is 1 pi bond, 1 and 2, total 3 pi bond present in this example. This is the question asked in GPAT 2018. You have to find out appropriate hybridization scheme for the carbon atoms in molecule, means acetic acid. So find out the correct hybridization scheme for the acetic acid, CH3COOH. So what is the structure of acetic acid? This is the structure of acetic acid. So in this acetic acid, you can see here is a carbon double bond O, and it is a sp2 hybridization, and another bond are the single bonds, which is has sp3 hybridization. So correct answer is B, sp3 and sp2. Now next point is a polar and non-polar molecule. Understanding of polarity of a molecule is very important, and this concept which will be helpful also in pharmaceutical analysis. So first of all, what is polar and non-polar? How you can say it is a polar and non-polar? Here is the molecule must contain one or more polar bonds. The polar bonds must be so directed that there are the separate center of the positive and negative charges in the molecule. Means center of positive and negative charge must not be coincide to each other. If the dipole moment is 0, you can say it is a non-polar. What is dipole moment? Dipole moment means charge into the distance. So in this example you can see this hydrogen is attached with the chlorine. Chlorine is a more electronegative than this hydrogen. So it pulls the electron towards it. So it having a delta positive charge and delta negative charge. Same here nitrogen. It is having a attached with the hydrogen it having a delta positive charge, sorry, a delta negative charge and delta positive charge towards the hydrogen. Here is a CH3Cl, it form a delta negative charge and carbon getting a delta positive charge. But in this example, this BF3 molecule, all these three fluorine atoms are pulls the electron towards it in equal strength. Similarly, this carbon is attached with a 4-chlorine. Each chlorine atom pulls the electron with equal strength. So there is no any movement of charge. But you can say this chlorine is moves the electron towards the one-sided. This nitrogen pulls the electron one-sided. So you can see it is a polar and these are the non-polar. Here is some more example. This is the example of water, oxygen having a delta negative charge, delta positive charge means partial negative charge, partial positive charge. Here is a CH3F. It is it having some dipole. It is a polar molecule. This CF4, it is having a equal strength of this electronegativity of fluorine atom. Each fluorine atom having a delta negative, but it cancel out this effect. That's why it is a does not having a dipole moment. So it is a non-polar. It shared equally. It is also does not having any dipole moment. So it is a non-polar molecule. And it will be you can explain by the electronegativity, and you know the electronegativity means tendency to pull the electron towards it. So if we compare fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, hydrogen, so fluorine is having a highest electronegativity than oxygen, then list is nitrogen, and carbon and hydrogen. Carbon having a, I think it is a 2.5, nitrogen 3, then 3.5, and 4, fluorine having a 4 electronegativity. Always you have to remember all hydrocarbon molecules are non-polar. Mostly molecules containing atoms other than carbon and hydrogen are the polar molecule, but must be a asymmetric arrangement of the atom. Now, electron displacement at the covalent bond. We have studied the different bonding system, means covalent bond. We have studied the sigma bond and pi bond, but due to differences in the electronegativity in the atom, so there is a displacement of electron occur. So displacement of the electron pair in the covalent bonds can result in two types of polarizations: permanent polarization and temporary polarization. What is permanent polarization? Occurs in the ground state under the influence of the atom or substituent groups. Which are the different effect? Inductive effect, mesomeric effect, then hyperconjugation. Next is a temporary polarization. Occur in the presence of attacking reagent, which is an electromeric effect. Let's start with the first inductive effect. Now what is inductive effect? In covalent bond between two different atoms, the electrons in the sigma bonds are not shared equally. The electrons are attracted towards the most electronegative atoms, which is divided in the negative inductive effect and the positive inductive effect. When the atom X is more electronegative than the carbon electron attached to the X, it is called negative inductive effect. means you can see this X is a more electronegative than this carbon, so it pulls the electron towards it and it form a delta negative charge. Now you can see when the atom Z is a less electronegative than the carbon, electrons attracted to the carbon. You can see here Z is a less electronegative than the carbon. So carbon is a more electronegative so that it withdraws the electron from this Z. So Z is a delta positive and carbon is a delta negative charge. It form a positive inductive effect. And this inductive effect is occur through the different nature of the group present. Here is an electron withdrawing group possesses the negative inductive effect, which are the bromine, chlorine, nitro, hydroxy group, then OR, then thiol group. There are the different group poses the negative inductive effect. Positive inductive effect, which are the electron releasing groups, alkyl, aryl, or any metals that possess the positive inductive effect. Here is one example. Here is a chlorobutane. So you can see this chlorine is a electron withdrawing in nature, so it possesses a partial negative charge. Next to atom is carbon atom, next to chlorine atom carbon. First carbon atom is it having a partial positive charge, and next to this atom it somewhat least partial positive charge, and then least. So at last this experience a negligible negative inductive effects. So here is a transmission of this effect to the next atom, but it is in a shorter range. So you have to remember always what is inductive effect. It is a permanent effect. Partial positive charge and partial negative charge is formed. Occurs through only sigma bond only. Negative inductive effect occur through the electron withdrawing groups, and positive inductive effect occurs through the electron releasing group. Transmission of this charge is occur in the short range. Now next is a resonance effect. The effect which helps redistribution of electrons with the permanent polarization in unsaturated entity and chiefly conjugated system via pi orbital is called conjugative or resonance effect. It is also called a mesomeric effect. In earlier effect, in inductive effect, we explained about the sigma bond only. In this resonance effect, we are explaining about the pi bond. So it formed through the conjugation, means alternate double bond, alternate triple bond if present. So we can say it is a conjugative effect. Resonance means there is a displacement of electron towards the pi system. So we can say it is a resonance effect. So you can see it is a carbonyl functional group. Oxygen is a more electronegative atoms than the carbon. So oxygen getting a negative charge and carbon getting a positive charge. So you can see here is a fully positive charge, and here is a fully negative charge. Here is a two types of resonance effect. First one is a positive resonance effect and negative resonance effect. You can say here is a atom which loses the electron towards the carbon atom. Here you can see this bromine, it releases the electron towards the carbon and it form a negative charge, and this negative charge delocalize into the benzene ring with the different resonating form. Which are these group? Chlorine, bromine, iodine, then amines, all hydroxy groups, all methoxy groups are the it form a positive mesomeric effect. An atom which draws the electron towards the carbon atoms, which is a negative mesomeric effect, nitro group, cyanide, then carbonyl functional group, which poses a negative mesomeric effect. You can see here is a nitro group. Here is a nitro group, which is an electron withdrawing group. It withdraws the electron towards it. So this one pi bond is displaced to nitrogen, another pi bond is displaced to nitrogen. So there is a displacement of the a pi bond. It is a resonance effect. Here is a fully positive charge is formed and fully negative charge is formed. Always remember It is a permanent effect known as conjugative effect, then mesomeric effect. Fully positive and fully negative charges form occurs through the pi bond. Transmission of charges is occur through the wide range. In inductive effect, there is a partial positive charge and partial negative charge. In inductive effect, there was a sigma bond. Here is a pi bond. In inductive effect, transmission of charges within the short range. Here is in a wide range. So you can differentiate easily. Now the electromeric effect. It refers to the polarity produced in the multiple bonded compound as it approached by the reagent. The presence of the reagent disturbs the symmetry of the pi molecule orbitals in favor of the one of the carbon atom. Always remember it is a temporary effect. It is classified as a positive in and negative effect. What is a positive electromeric effect? When the transfer of electron takes place towards the attacking reagent is called as a positive inductive effect. So here is a proton is a attacking reagent, so it pi electron which is shares with this attacking reagent, so it's towards the attacking reagent, so that's why it is a positive electromeric effect. In negative electromeric effect, when the transfer of electron takes place away from the attacking reagent, it is called negative electromeric effect. You can say this electron is transferred to this carbon, means away from the attacking reagent. So you can say it is a negative electromeric effect. Always remember it is occurs through by the reagent and it is a temporary effect. Now hyperconjugation. Actually, it is similar to the conjugative effect like resonance effect, but in there is a resonance effect. There is a overlapping of the pi bond system, but here is a overlapping of this sigma bond and this pi bond. So refers to the displacement of electrons through delocalization of sigma electrons from alpha carbon hydrogen bond with the pi electron means pi orbitals of the adjacent multiple bonds or to an atom with the p orbital is called hyperconjugation, means no bond resonance. You can see simply you have to remember it is overlapping of sigma bond and the pi bond. In resonance there is a conjugative bond. In resonance we have studied it is a overlapping of only the pi bond. In the hyperconjugation here is a overlapping of the sigma bond and the pi bond. And after this overlapping it different contributing structures are formed. You can say this pi bond displaced to this carbon and it getting a negative charge, so there is a removal of bond, so that's why it's called no bond resonance. Total here is a four structure actually, so that's why it is a no bond theory, and this concept it is a hypothetical concept. So in this structure always you have to remember it must having a alpha hydrogen present. It having a alpha hydrogen. This is the pi system adjacent, it is alpha carbon. So alpha carbon having a one hydrogen, so it form a no bond resonating structure. But this carbon does not having any alpha hydrogen, so it does not form any hyperconjugative structure because it does not having a alpha hydrogen. So always remember to form a hyperconjugation there must be a presence of a alpha hydrogen. Now also remember the reverse hyperconjugation. What is reverse hyperconjugation? In case of the alpha haloalkenes, the delocalization of electrons occurs towards the halogen group through the hyperconjugative mechanism. It is referred to as reverse hyperconjugation. Here is a proton was present, means hydrogen was present, so It releases the electron towards this pi system here. This chlorine is a electronegative. It pulls the electron towards it and it getting a negative charge and it forming no bond structures. So it is called a reverse hyperconjugation. Dear friends, here some reference book that you have to keep in mind. So for the basic principle of the organic chemistry, you must read Morrison and Boyd, then the very good book Sachin Ghosh, then Bal and Bal. So if you want to refer very briefly, you can start with the Bal and Bal book. Then you can more detail if you want to more details and refer you can Morrison and Boyd and Sachin Ghosh book. I hope you understand this concept very well. This is my conclusion of this presentation. So thank you for joining. Take care of you.